What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and we are back today with a follow-up to my previous Devil May Cry Peak of Combat video, where we'll be going over some exclusive new information that I was able to get my hands on. In my previous video, we discussed the official Devil May Cry Peak of Combat Discord server, and specifically the moderators there who were able to answer a few questions and provide some information on the status of the game. Well, it seems as though the moderators caught wind of my previous video and offered to answer a few of my questions directly. Realizing this was a golden opportunity, I took a look at the comment section of my previous video as well as my Discord server and put together a handful of questions. And so without further ado, let's dive into these questions and what exactly I was able to learn. Before we begin, I ask that you like this video and consider subscribing. Not only does it help out a ton with the algorithm, but it means that you won't miss out on anything and everything Devil May Cry. So first and foremost, for clarity's sake, and to add some context to these answers, I directly asked the moderator what their role in the development of DMC Peak of Combat was, to which they answered in their own words, they're involved in PR, translation, social media, and some technical aspects of the game such as in-game purchases. They then went on to clarify that they're only responsible for working on the global release of DMC Peak of Combat. And though they may work in the same office as those working on the mainland China release of DMC Peak of Combat, they seem to have their own people working on customer support and PR. So with that information clarified, I pressed on to the next question, specifically asking, are they still planning to release Devil May Cry Peak of Combat on PC? After all, this was announced way back when in July 2021, and we've heard little else since. They were able to confirm that yes, absolutely, they are currently working on a PC version. However, there is no ETA on that yet, no estimated time of arrival. It's good to hear that the game is still planned to come to PC and is still in active development and that it hasn't been cancelled. A lot of you will likely share the same sentiment, as the majority of you in the comments section of my DMC Peak of Combat videos specifically state that you're looking forward to playing the game on PC. This next question of mine pertains to something that they said in my Discord server, where they state, they and the team are doing whatever they can to finish a demo English version as quickly as possible. This is the first time that we've ever heard of any news on an English demo or an English playable build of Peak of Combat, so I decided to press further and see if there were any details that they could share. To which they stated, as I'm writing this message, I'm currently working with a few people on coming up with a complete English version. The next beta test may be in March. It hasn't been confirmed, but it's likely to be sometime in that period. And we are working on the first English version, which will feature everything in the current Chinese mainland build. So it seems as though they're aiming to have a playable English build available alongside their next beta test sometime in March potentially. At this point, I'd like to stress that this isn't 100% confirmed or set in stone, but this seems to be what they're aiming for as an internal target. I asked if there was anything else that they could potentially share, and they stated that they aim to have everyone be able to play it, provided they have an invite code. Like the previous beta tests, there will only be a certain number of available slots. They didn't mention, of course, how many slots are available or how you're able to get your hands on an invite code, which I'd imagine they're likely going to share closer to the confirmed date. And that about does it for everything that I'm currently able to share with you. There was only one other question I asked that unfortunately they were unable to provide an answer for, but I do want to highlight something that they put in my Discord server where everybody was asking about a global release, to which they stated, we just want to say we recently got the full green light for a global release. So take that as you will. With all that said and done, I do want to take the time to say thank you to the developer who's no doubt watching this video for taking the time to not only answer my questions, but answer the questions of this community. They did go on to mention that they are open to answering more questions in the future. So to those of you who are still watching or still listening, let me know some of those questions down in the comments section below, and perhaps we'll cover them in a future video. As most of you who watch this channel know, I personally am excited to get hands-on with this game and its official English release. I was able to play an early beta build almost 2 years ago, but that was a bit of a struggle considering it was in a language that I didn't speak. So I'd imagine the second time through will be a much smoother experience. And with that, we come to the end of this video. So with all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.